Here we are on another mudlarking adventure, and I'm with the world famous treasure hunter, DrTones.
World famous, I don't know. No, I wouldn't say world famous, but yeah.
I said world famous. I said world famous. Tell me I'm world famous too, come on.
You are world famous. I found you from across the pond. That's the guy I want to go with. Right there. Sign me up, chill bill, me and you. Let's do this.
You see, and if I'm world famous, he must be galactically famous because he's got way more subscribers than I have. Please subscribe and like, please.
You'd be stupid not to. Just push the button. It's like right there. Just click it. Subscribe.
And ring the bell. Now look at the kit this guy's got. Look at that. I'm not going to make a joke about stroking various things. No, it's a dead cat, isn't it? Yes.
It is a dead cat.
He's stroking his dead cat.
Well, I didn't kill it. It's just already dead.
We don't support animal cruelty on this channel.
But on other channels.
I might cut that out if he pays me. So, because the river's so high, and it's still quite a long time to low tide, even though it doesn't even seem to be going down much at the moment, we're going to go to a secret location, which, if we can get down there, we're going to visit on our adventures. But quite often, the way down is locked. And if it's locked, you can't get to the secret location. If we can, we're going to go in, and you're going to learn my secret location. And if it's locked, you're not. So anyway, off we go. Secret location. You may not see any more. You may, depending on whether some blighter has locked the gate or not. So here we are at Tower Bridge, the most famous bridge in the world. I think that's fair to say, don't you? After all, Hollywood blows it up in every other movie. It must be the most famous. They don't blow up any other bridges, do they? Not even Manhattan bridges. And here is DrTones.
Hey!
Ta-da! And he's joining me for our spot of mudlarking. Not much mud here, but we're going to go to my secret location. It was a secret location 25 years ago, and it's down there under that structure. So that's where we're going to go today and see if we can find anything interesting. But in any event, we've got a great view and a ton of time to test out our detectors. I'm going to be testing out the Deus high frequency coil here in the most difficult of conditions, and DrTones is going to try out this CTX 3030. You know what I think about that machine, but it's got amazing sniper coil on it, and I've always fancied that sniper coil because it just looks like it's going to do a great job down here. And you know, CTX 3030 is a nice machine if you've got the biceps of a builder, and this man does. Look at him, he's all muscle.
Welcome to the gun show.
Now this is underneath Butler's Wharf, and if you go down there, where you just beyond where you can see, there's a hollow chasm, like a dark cave. And 25 years ago, I found some pretty interesting stuff down there. So that's where we're going to go when the tide goes out, and it's blooming boats. And that is now starting to uncover the way to the treasure. It's bad lighting for me, but it's good lighting for Tower Bridge. Isn't it lovely? A big copper tube. We're not carrying that out. It's a big copper tube. So because the tide isn't going down so much as you'd expect because of the heavy rains, we're really high up on the foreshore. There's metal up here, but it's modern, and I'm not really expecting to find anything. And there's more testing out the high frequency coil on these difficult conditions, and it's really working quite well. I'm actually pleased because I'll be able to use this coil down on the foreshore, and I think it's going to work really, really well for me. And I think Brandon's having the same good luck with the CTX, with the small sniper coil, which I've always fancied, and I just really got to build up my muscles with a little bit of steam. But you can see it's making a sort of signal that you want in a highly metal infested area. I think this is a gas canister from a soda bottle. Des found that, but you would expect it to. It's a big lump of metal. Okay, so this is DrTones' first mudlarking coin.
Here it is, check this out.
Found with a CTX. We love you, Mine Lab, really. It's 1p.
What?
And P is silent, as in Bath.
It is a 1971.
When I was born.
Really?
No.
Yeah?
Your first ever mudlarking coin.
Yes.
It can only get better from here, or we're not finding anything else in the next 3 hunts. I don't want to curse it with optimism. Whenever I get optimistic, it always stops. Random finds a penny. I find something bigger. It's probably not great, but it is definitely bigger. It's definitely a coin. Let's go and have a look. After years of treasure hunting, I can tell you that that is probably a 2p, which is twice as much as Brandon has found. But this isn't my first, so it's not as good as my first. Ooh. Yeah, it might even be a 10p. I don't know, it's covered in gunge. No, I think, oh, is it well? Oh, I don't know. I think that's the kind of, I don't know. You see, I've been so far from my home country that I don't even know what the coinage looks like anymore. But that is definitely une pièce de monnaie d'Angleterre. It's got to be 2p. Does it not say 2 there? My eyes are so weak these days. 2p or not 2p? That is the question.
2. What's a 2p?
Well, someone nearby is smoking something very herbal, and it's not us.
I've never smelled that before. Nice find. Nice find.
First of many.
Excellent find.
So this area here is acting like a gold pan, and the coinage is coming down here, swerving around Brandon, swerving around DrTones, and then coming down here and getting stuck. And this pipe is also acting like a riffle, so maybe it's getting swept over here or over there, or getting dropped as it goes over this lump. So it goes over the lump and drops because there's low pressure there, something like that. And I'm just making this up because you have no idea whether I'm telling the truth or not, so I can speak freely. But anyway, 2p, let's get some more. Let's get some more. Now, of course, what we want is a little older, and that's going to be down there, and we probably won't get there. Well, this is going to be either a padlock or a big lead weight. It's a big lead sinker. Oh, that's quite cool. No one's been fishing with a big lead sinker like that around here for 100 or so years. So that is going to be old. I mean, what would you use that to fish? Weird. Anyway, not a bad find. I wasn't expecting this. Really can't really miss one of these, can you? But look at that. That's old. That's curious. That's nice. Yeah. We like that. Maybe it's a lead weight for something else rather than fishing. Maybe it's like a window weight or something like that. But anyway, good stuff. Well, I think this is going to disappoint. Well, it's making the wrong noise. But it sure looks like a coin to me. But I'm wondering if that's going to be a watch battery. So we'll go and see. Let's go get it. No, that's a button. There's a lot of iron in here. Didn't really ring out, but it kind of highlighted it. But that's unexpected. Nice little button. Ah, I thought that was going to be a watch battery, but it isn't. So while we're waiting for the tide to go down and be a decent depth, still finding little bits and bobs. DrTones has just got a 5p. I've got a button. So the stuff here. This is basically iron on reinforced concrete, so iron on iron. So we're just getting a lot of iron signals. And there's a bit of here, there's something, but that's like concrete, so I can't get into it. If I had a pick, I could probably crack it open, but I'm not going to. It'd probably be a 2p. Another one we found, and I think you have to go very slow here, because there's so much stuff that you just won't find it unless you go really slow. So that's a copper nail by the looks of it, or maybe it's an iron nail with some copper accretion on it. Now I have no idea whether that's old or new, but I suspect it's new. It's got something like Port West. Yeah, Port West I think it says. That's probably going to be some new fashionable jean, isn't it? If not, well, who knows. It washed up in any event. And here comes the man himself, DrTones, and we're going to go into our secret location now. Down this grime and down underneath this pathway, and soon this area is going to be clear, and then we'll be down there where we're going to find much excitement. Well, there is copper. I thought it was an elastic band for a minute, but it's copper. Meh. Well, I have no idea what it is, nor do I want to take it with me, but it is copper. So this whole structure used to be a dock, and then it got converted to really, really upmarket apartments. You know that story. Anyway, but here would have been ships. It's either chickens or police. I mean, you know, what is that? Anyway, it used to be ships here, packed like a car park, unloading into the docks here. This is the Pool of London. I think I got that right. And they would come in, and if they had to get past the bridge would rise. And they'd be all parked up here, unloading their cargoes that came from all over the world to London, which was the centre of an empire that covered nearly half of the world. So our causeway is opening up, and we're inching our way towards it. I guess another 10 minutes. And of course the tricky thing is getting out when the tide comes back, because you don't want to swim. Well, particularly not against the tide anyway. So I made it over the causeway to the secret location. And that's where we're going. And it was a bit blooming tricky, I can tell you. And there is DrTones.
I'm just getting a drink out of the river.
Tasty, huh?
Tastes like rat piss.
How do you know?
That's a very, very good question.
Do you have a good answer?
No.
Here we are at the town of Ramsgate pub, which has stairs down onto the river, and lots and lots and lots of goodies at the bottom. It's pretty much low tide now, I believe, but I'm half asleep. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed only a few hours ago after a bout of heavy drinking, and I'm here with DrTones to see if we can find some bits and bats. And down there is Nicola White. Morning has broken like the... That's my 7 seconds of copyright material. Fair usage. So Nicola is going to risk life and limb, jumping a good 8 foot, I would say. There we are. She's doing the action woman thing, letting her hair loose.
Of course I am. We're getting my Wonder Woman.
And she's going to lower herself down. That means falling a great... Ooh.
Lower myself down and then go.
No, that's a long way.
Look at all of that stuff down there.
Oh, now, Brandon, you also need to know there's a spike sticking out where your right foot is. Yeah, maybe you don't want to rub your leg against that as you go down. Okay, no, it's by your left foot now. Okay, yeah, you don't want that between your legs when you jump down, I think. Now, Brandon, before you change the family history, there's a bolt between your legs. And if you go down and catch it, it's going to catch you in a very uncomfortable place.
Yeah, shimmy right along to the edge and put your hand on there and then, over there. Yeah.
I just don't want to get cut on that rope either.
Yay, yay, see you guys, bye now.
That was graceful.
It's not graceful.
Well, no injury, that's graceful enough. Yeah, you can see me doing that now, can't you, boys and girls? Yes, you can, not. You know, jumping 6 foot onto broken material, that's the kind of thing Chill Bill does never. So, I'm going to try the ladder, at least it will all be over in a second if I fall. No, let's not talk about that. Let's see if I can manage. Nicola and Brandon just carried me down this wall. That could have been YouTube gold. And we didn't get it on film. Mind you, how we would have... We needed someone else down here filming, really. But anyway, precipitate drop. And, you know, a heavy weight as well. These are strong people. Down here, nowhere back, the only way forward is forward. River workers. These chaps get up early to do their thing. Just tidying up from the night before. Isn't that cute? So just so you know, that was the wall I just came down. Or rather, Brandon and Nicola carried me down. Which is a bit of excitement and thrills, to say the least. And now they're off down there, digging and filming. How about that? Filming and detecting at the same time. That is impressive. So let's see if we can find a coin. All I ever ask for is a little coin.
Yeah, awesome. The thimble. I just found something really cool. I gotta rinse it off first. Hang on. Boy. It gets quite muddy down here. Yeah, this is awesome. That right there is a nice silver thimble. I am very, very pleased with that. Let's go show that. Hey, Bill.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. That's mine now.
Ah.
Oh, is that silver?
It is.
You lucky, 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 lucky man. I can't believe that. I can't believe it. And you gave it to me. That is so sweet.
Well, you know, I just wanted to repay you for how generous you've been this whole trip.
That's kind. That will fit on my... No, you won't...
No, don't say it. No.
That, boys and girls, was a dick joke. Very, very good. Wow, congratulations.
Thanks.
That's your trip done. We can go now.
Yep. All right, round it up. Yeah. Found it with a CTX.
So that's my little uncut emerald there. But that may or may not be an uncut emerald, but that is definitely a thimble, and it looks suspiciously like a silver thimble. It's not too old because the patterns are very regular, but I just think that's probably 1850s-ish. You know, it's going to be not recent because thimbles were really back in the day when you didn't have sellotape and you didn't have zips and all that malarkey. They had to sew things up like sacks, and it's also very small, which is a sign of age. But the regularity of the dimples makes me think, you know, the middle of the 1800s, which of course is totally awesome. And that is, honest governor, that is an uncut emerald.
Is it?
No, probably not, but you can find them looking like that. It's out of place, that's why I picked it up. Well, if it was silver, it's going to have a mark saying silver. Now, boys and girls, it's certainly got a silver shine to it, even when Brandon stands in the light so I can't video it properly and wants to take it back, which he can't now that I've got it. I think that's a hallmark. Is that a hallmark? Yeah, that's a hallmark. That is Blumenau. That's really fantastic because I led poor Brandon astray yesterday, sat him under a restaurant in a cave full of sand, and we found, well, actually by American standards we found a lot, but nothing of this caliber. And this would make my day. Well, it is now. I found it. It has made my day. And wow, that is just fantastic. A silver thimble from the Thames.
Yes.
This is the man.
I've only found one other silver thimble, and that one by far is in better shape than the one that I found.
Yeah, it will be good in the river because it doesn't get hit by, you know, plows and stuff. Now, just to all you people that might doubt the veracity of this find, like I just did, it is full of gunk on the inside, as you can see there. So this was not dropped and picked up. And also it's got an English hallmark on it. I can't see, my eyes aren't so great, but it looks like an English hallmark. And it's certainly silvery, shiny, and it's got Thames on the inside. And he found it with a CTX. Being that he's a hunky guy, he can swing that thing. But that little coil on the end, I think that's really cracking, and I've got one of them. But, you know, it's still quite a heavy thing for me, but not for Mr. Thimble Finder.
Featherweight.
You see these bodybuilder types carry me down 6-foot walls, you know, impressive, these Americans. So this is the spot. Now, what if it's not chickens and police cars? If they're cutting my bridge down, we'll never get back now. Don't cut my bridge down, please, Mr. Cutting Bridge Down Man. What I was trying to say before that man started to cut down that bit of iron was that Brandon is using his detector, the CTX with a sniper coil on it, to be a third eye. So you go walking around, you swing this thing, you don't really watch what it's doing, but when it goes, oink, you go, oh, or in the case of CTX, you look down, oh, that's interesting, kick it up, boom, you've got yourself a find. So you use the detector not to find things deep, but to act as another sensor for the surface, because quite often you can't really get much more than a fraction of an inch underground. Now, if you read about a mudlark killing a man with a power tool, that'll be me. Now, Brandon is enjoying himself much too much. He's not taking any footage. He's just having a good time, which is very, very unprofessional of him as a YouTube sensation.
I'm rolling.
Oh, you're rolling?
I'm rolling.
Oh, Mr. Technology. Oh, I see. I stand corrected, or rather, I kind of stagger corrected.
Never miss a moment.
Yeah, but how are you going to talk to you? How are you going to do a narrative?
I'll show you.
I'm going to learn from Mr. Spielberg here. That is a bottle. Don't get stuck in the mud there. Oh dear. He's American. He thinks that's great.
This is old where I come from.
You mean 1975?
No, that's older than that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
1974?
That's like 1900.
Really?
No. 1920. I thought it was old.
Well, it's good. That's good. No, I stand to be corrected.
Nah.
Now this is interesting.
The top.
I have no idea what this is, but I think it's a thing. Is that a thing? Does that say metal on your machine?
I don't know. Let's see.
There you go. You can get the mud. Ugh.
It does not.
No. Okay. Well, it looked like a handle on something.
It's like a petrified bone.
I think it's no. It's definitely a knife handle. It's a bone knife handle. There we are. You can see the joint up the middle of it, can't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably all right. That's probably quite a nice thing.
Heck yeah.
But it's not a silver thimble, Mr. Silver Thimble Man. Now this is an interesting patch because look at that glass. Look how thick that bottle is. That's a very old piece of bottle, and all the pieces are here. Well, not all of them, but quite a few of them are all here. So that's probably been smashed. What happens is the diggers come in, and you know what it's like, diggers, when you're digging, you break bottles, you cut pipes in half, that kind of thing, and that happens a lot. So you get often patches of broken glass where people have been digging to get down, to get deep to the good stuff, and a lot of glass and pottery is broken in the process. It's unavoidable. I mean, if you look across the river there, they're digging out the whole foreshore down to however deep, I mean, you know, probably 50 foot. And that's all going to go away and be dumped in the sea. So, you know, if you want to make omelettes, you've got to break eggs. I got nothing, darling, but what he did get is a silver thimble.
Really? Let's see.
See, and there's another big one, square nail, handmade. Well, there's tons of them out here, absolutely tons. Here is my 1,000,000 views for my clickbait title. How about this? This is going to be called Mystery Jawbone Found. Call the police! Now, DrTones is going to give me his medical opinion on my find. Should we call the police?
That might be human.
Humans, they get everywhere. Okay, Nicola, show me your pins.
Okay, so this is to go with DrTones' thimble. Lots of little tiny medieval pins.
Dress pins.
Those beautiful little round.
1700s, I reckon. None of your medieval, come on.
Maybe I'm exaggerating, but
well, they could
they're
be.
very old.
They
anyway.
could be. They could be. They could. Well, they're definitely old. And in the olden days, they used to hold their dresses together with pins. They didn't have zips or buttons. They used to pin the whole thing together. Some dresses had up to like 1,000 pins in them.
And you know where the saying "pin money" comes from?
No, now you're going to tell me. I wonder what the link could be.
Actually, I'm not exactly sure of the whole story, but look it up.
So I guess pin money would be the money you'd have to spend regularly to keep your dress together.
And just to clarify, you're not using a metal detector.
No.
You're actually just like on your hand and knees.
Yeah, I am. Unfortunately, I don't have my knee pads, but yes, I'm just looking very closely at things on the surface.
So pins were used to hold dresses together. Didn't have zips, buttons and all that sort of stuff. So they literally just pin the whole thing together to actually make up a dress and all the stuff that went with it. So just pin it all together. So sometimes dresses would have hundreds of pins in them and it would take hours to put the thing together if it was an elaborate dress. And you can imagine those things will be popping out and dropping out all over the place. And your pin money, as Nicola suggested, would be the small change that a woman would have to keep updating her pins, which obviously she would lose left, right and centre. Hold on, we're making videos here. Hold on, let's stop enjoying ourselves.
Nice little clump of pins here in this little area.
Well, let's go see them, shall we? Pin clump coming up. Yeah, as DrTones just said, the iron is everywhere. And Nicola is Mudlark extraordinaire. This is exactly her sort of speciality, finding lots of tiny little things amongst all the various bits and bats. So this patch here...
Yeah, you can see lots of little pins, you see? There's another one. There's another one here, a little bent pin.
And these
tiny, tiny little pins.
And these are all 17th, 16th, 15th century dress pins.
That's right.
Tons of them.
Yeah, lots and lots.
You know, I would guess, I might be totally wrong, that they probably threw their old clothes in the river sometimes rather than throw it out, and then obviously it rotted and the pins came out.
I love the fact that they're all so uneven and different lengths.
Now, some of you are going to complain that I should do this properly, but I'm not going to do it properly. I'm just going to scrape it around and see if any coin pops up or anything of interest, like that little bit of copy. See, these bolt head, they really do confuse you. But if you're into iron, nails, square nails, etc., this is square nail paradise. So, you're Mine Lab ambassador, is that not right?
I am. I'm a Mine Lab field ambassador.
Are you now an honorary Aussie?
Not quite yet. I
Not
gotta
quite
go
yet,
to
mate.
Australia first.
Ah, right. G'day and all that. Now, I hear rumours, and I'm really excited about them, that they're going to be doing a discriminating pinpointer.
Yes.
I'm all over that like a rash, obviously for here.
Obviously, yeah. Once you're amongst all the iron and stuff, you know, you might have a non-ferrous target down in the hole, but if it's surrounded by nails, you're going to be there all day chasing it if it's sounding off on everything. So finally, someone came out with the concept of having ferrous and non-ferrous pinpointer.
So, I mean, I'm going to be able to come down here and go in amongst the nails and pick out copper things, right?
Yeah, just with a handheld pinpointer instead of like, you know, a 6-inch coil, which is small by any coil standard, but now to have a pinpointer the size of your finger to probe around. And,
a scalpel, basically.
Yeah, it's
not a sniper, a scalpel. Yeah. I've dreamt of that.
It's going to be awesome.
I have dreamt of that, and it will mean, I mean, I've got a CTX, so I've already got most of the kit, so it will just be an adjunct to that, I guess. But the beautiful thing is, everyone's going to have to follow suit now. They're going to have to chase them because, you know, detector companies go, why would anybody want one of them? And I go, because I'm a Mudlark. Come on, give me one. No. But now they're all going to have to keep up with Mine Lab, who've really basically burnt a trail with that. That's going to be fabulous.
Yeah,
I love that.
And I can't wait to get a hold of one. So pretty soon.
Yeah, well, show it to me and I can steal it.
Fully submersible too.
Really great, like me. Well, I'm totally jazzed about that news. You know, as soon as that's out, I'm going to be queuing up with all the other people around the block at the Mine Lab store to get one of them, because that is my idea of heaven, to have a pinpointer. You just kneel down amongst all these bits of iron. I mean, there's thousands of pieces down here, tens of thousands of pieces, and winkle around to try to hit tiny little copper things, maybe even gold things, maybe even silver things, amongst that wall of iron. That is really a fantastic development. And no, I'm not a Mine Lab ambassador, and I haven't been very complimentary about their CTX 3030 because I'm not a muscle man, but that is great news. And I do actually love their Excalibur, which is an amazing piece of kit too, but that's a great piece of news. I am front of the queue to buy that. Stay away from my treasure. Stay away.
What have you got? What is it?
I don't know, but it's good. It is good. No, you're not going to find it with that. It's a true Mudlark find, this. It's going to be a piece of junk when I pick it up, but it's looking like something awesome. Now, where is it? There it is, boys and girls. There it is. There it is. Look at that, boys and girls. Now, I'm even with DrTones. Oh, I think that's a wow. I don't know, I can't really see it, but I think that's an intaglio stone. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. That's an intaglio, and it's got a sharp thing on the end, so that's probably a cufflink. An intaglio.
Oh, it's awesome. Look at that.
Oh.
Wow.
Your moment will come. Come on, Nicola. You can have a look at it.
I say, look at that.
Look at that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Did you just find that?
No, I brought it with me.
Little bust, almost.
No, yes, I just found it right there. Right there.
It's so pretty.
Nice.
See, it was worth risking your life for, wasn't it?
And risking yours, because I could have fallen on you and flattened you. There could have been two flattened Mudlarks and one.
Stunning. Oh, I'll have to take a picture of that with my my super.
You should.
I'm going to, and then I'm going to tweet it out and say I found it.
Yes, you can do that. You can do that. You can do that. I'll never talk to you again, but you can do that.
That's so nice. Okay, it's my turn now.
Nicola's running off with my intaglio. I mean, come on, give me back my intaglio, please. Well, the law of mudlarking is in effect. So you find nothing, you want to cry, and then you come out and you find wonderful stuff. So one silver thimble, which is totally amazing, and that, which is, as far as I'm concerned, being that it's my find, totally amazing. It's like a what?
Like a head, like a tuna.
Yeah, I think that's kind of Regency. Maybe a little bit earlier. But I think it's a cufflink, I might be wrong. And another awesome find, a solid ruby wristband. Look at that. Pure ruby. You know, I find some treasure down here. Now you find lots of these and you really want to believe that that's a coin, but it's not. It's a rivet head. Well, in my country anyway. And they're all sizes, and you look at them to want to see a bust or a pattern. You want them to be a coin, but they're not. They're rivet heads. So we're thinking this might be a classic Nicola pipe extraction moment.
I'm not too sure. We can have a go, we can see. Oh.
No.
What about, there's another one here.
Yeah,
Let's try this
there's another one here.
Okay. Oh, the suspense of it. Suspense. Oh.
Long, right? Long stems. And I think there's another one back there.
It's like a layer of strata, isn't it?
So look at this. This is a temporary structure. That's to catch. There's an outfall, probably a sewer overflow, and out it's coming down here. And they've done this to stop the foreshore wearing away. But it's wearing away anyway. And look at these layers. So this is layers, goes down and down and down, and that kind of layering goes down 20, 30 feet, all the way down to the centre of the earth. And that's what we stood upon. And that's where all the good stuff is. Look at those pipe stems that Nicola just extracted, hoping there was a bowl on the end. Not the oldest ones, but they could have had a bowl, but they didn't. And you can see oysters in there. See, there's an oyster. Yeah, that would have been somebody's lunch a couple of 100 years ago. And it's all held in that layer. Now, if you could high bank that, it would be full of stuff. Mind you, you'd earn your money. There's a lot of tons of mud to lift there. But, and there's another pipe stem sticking out. So that is how the foreshore is if you could get down a few feet, or for that matter 10 or 15 or 20 feet. And the further down you go, the older the artifacts would be. I've just pointed this out to DrTones. Now that's what I call a layer. Well, actually, that is also what I call a layer. There's going to be coins in that mud if you could have the effort to dig it all out and wash it all down. And I don't.
If we could like unwrap this and squeeze it or like screen it somehow, I'm sure it would hold some pretty amazing things.
I want to do that. Yep, I want to dig out 100 metres of the foreshore with bulldozers and sluice it. Now, these gentlemen are not sluicing it. Unfortunately, they are putting it in that barge, which will probably go out to sea and then dumped in the sea. I have used this gag before, so I apologise, but this is a great spot. Oh! Nice bit of stoneware. What's left of it? There's the top of the knife to that knife handle I found. Probably not. Now look at that. Look how old that is. That glass piece on top of the neck is actually hand applied. This is a bottle from the 1600s, and that's the top of an onion bottle. It's almost worth saving. But, oh, shall I, shan't I? No, I'll put it back. Someone else can have that. But isn't that cool?
Hopefully something good. Huh?
Well, coinish.
It was a good signal. Just it off.
You're waterproof, aren't you?
Not a coin.
Not a coin,
Not
a
coin.
ring.
That totally had me fooled.
That's the way it goes. But you've got the silver thimble, man. Has left us to our fate. She's gone past the causeway as the tide comes in, and if we don't get over it, we will be lost. Well, we know where we are, but we'll be wading anyway. This is a really good spot to look in, or this type of interface between the gravel and the mud. And the gravel's been pulled down here, and the heavy things will get dropped where the mud meets the rocks. So if you scrape around there, sometimes you can find really nice things. But there's my friend the grommet. I am grommet master. Now all treasure hunters have their own personal foibles. Oh, I've just seen something. In addition to what I'm showing you. Now what I'm showing you is this, which is a copper nail. And it's handmade and it's copper. Isn't that beautiful? Well, I think it is. Anyway, that's probably going to stab me in my side. But I'm going to put it in my pocket anyway. But isn't that lovely? Copper nail. Beautiful. Well, actually, I shouldn't really take it with me because it will stab me in the side. If I fall over, probably. But anyway, I'll risk it. But now what I saw while I was gibbering about my lovely copper nail was that I've seen something else and now I can't find it. Now where the devil was it? Ah, yes, there it is. And now I think that is a button. Let's have a look. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just another copper nail head. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh well, not a button. But you see how tiny all this stuff is. And some of the best stuff is small. Oh, that's no good. Now that's telling me something. It's time to stop. I've got my wonderful find. The chill Bill maxim is, you always find something good. As the waves come crashing in and the tide comes up, I'm saying thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like. Go to DrTones' channel. It's awesome. It's full of treasure hunting in the high Sierras. It's like Clint Eastwood meets me, really. And we've got Nicola, who is the definitive Lady Mudlark. She's been out here showing us around. This is part of her, what they say, called manor. And she's the expert around here. She's the one that lifted me down a 12-foot wall just now, which was unusual to say the least. And she found a very interesting but creepy doll head. Probably 1850, maybe 1820. And DrTones found a silver thimble. Awesome silver thimble. I mean, silver thimble, that's just like your day right there. And I found a cufflink with an intaglio in it. That made my day right there, which is very convenient because that's all I found. But that is enough for me. And thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like, all of us, and see you soon. So here we all are, the three amigos, in a cab, exhausted, and heading back into the city to get up to more mischief.
We're going to do serious stuff now.
I'm going to sleep.
And I'm going to earn my corn.